that on my seed. If that ever come to be, Lord, take my soul. I vow to never break the code. Oh, no. And always keep it G, but I'm doing just like me. They don't make no more. Can't let nobody play me though. Oh, no. It's however you wanna play it, so just know all the way there I'ma take it. Change for better while I'm chasing those. Sure. End of the day, I'm trying to make it home. There's a chance that I don't, but that's the way it goes.
Doesn't even help you lie. Like, how about you do some shit that I can lie about, even if I lie to myself?
It treats you like shit, and then be like, "You like it here?" And you supposed to be like, "Oh yeah, bro, it's dope here. It's dope at this job.
It's the only place I want to be."
It's your boy Black Freckles, man.
It's your boy Rebel, and this is indeed
the TheRawHype, back for another week of that thing. Man, we've been sitting here talking, having some good ass conversation. And we ain't did this in a while. We stopped ourselves from doing this, man. But I had to eat and shit, so we was chatting it up. But we was just talking.
We ain't did this in a while, because remember the last few times you came, we literally went straight to work. Yes, so we ain't had one of these before the show conversations in a while. That's true.
We had this bitch talking about like how people just
use.
How people just use, man.
Abuse,
and it's just on some shit where it's like, I don't comprehend the mentality of it. You know what I'm saying? How a motherfucker just use and abuse to death. And it's like, I was recently dealing with an individual. And it's like, I do favors for you that I don't want to do. And to thank me, you then act like I owe you the favors that I did before. I was explaining this, and I was saying, that's why I always say no to everything. Because if I make no the standard, when I yes, you'll understand that it's still the exception. What people do is they want no to be the exception. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like when I go to shit, you know, amping them no. Them niggas know I support anything. I do this, I do this. But when I go to anything and them niggas see me, they be like, man, I can't believe that nigga Hype came. Nigga Eddie used to throw parties and shit, throw these dope ass parties. They'll see me, that bitch be like, damn, I can't believe that nigga Hype came. And I'm like, even that makes me like how I am even more, because it's almost like I'm celebrated for when I do come the few times. You know what I'm saying?
Never know.
So from an egotistical standpoint, it's cool that way. But it's the coolest thing about it is that people won't bother me. I don't want to be bothered with things, and I always say this, but in turn, I don't bother people.
Exactly. Be the change you want to see.
Yeah, I used to always say I could never be a telemarketer. Like, I used to have telemarketing jobs, and I would quit them the first day. And it's because when I call your house and you cuss me out, it's words. It's words.
I mean, this nigga came by my house the other day. He's like, well, your neighbors had some issues with their roof, so I was coming by and said, all right, I'm talking to this nigga through the ring. Nah, I'm good. I don't want to be that dude. I don't want to show up to people's house.
I walk outside the other day as a nigga just standing by my mailbox. Like, one of the first things I did, I thought about my house was I got a no solicitation sign. Right?
That's some niggas who don't want to be bothered.
And that nigga say, how long you had your solar panels? I look at this nigga like I'm finna whip his ass. I'm like,
you say another damn word to me, mister. I'm not buying what you're selling.
Nigga, our conversation was so brief, my nigga. I talked to that nigga like we had beef. He was like, you happy with him? I said, I'm good, bro. Silence like that. I can look at that nigga like.
But because I can give you a good price. Nah, I done told your ass.
Like, for real, bro.
If you don't get off my grass.
I'm one of those people that's like, I'd rather miss out than listen to you.
See, but I'm the opposite, and that's what I get punished.
Yeah,
I'm always looking for a deal.
Man,
so if I can get a deal up out of you, I'll listen. That's why when there's no deal at the end, I get angry and I do angry things. Like that nigga who was in my house trying to send me them fucking windows at the end. He's like, well, you know, I was here the whole time. I was like, man, and I asked you in the middle of your shit, how much this gonna cost? And you try to just wait and tell me all the razzle dazzle, thinking that no matter the cost, I was like, no, nigga, I want the deal. If there's no deal here.
But you talked to that dude for 2 hours, and my exact response to you was, that would have never happened.
That nigga say you caused that on yourself.
Because it's like, nigga, I don't give a fuck what you got going on. I do not want to talk to you, bro. I don't, bro.
But again, certain times you don't know what you need sometimes until a motherfucker put it in your way or put it in your life.
I don't dispute that at all. And it's just like I said, I'll take my chance and I'll miss it out.
See, I want the deal.
Talking to people, bro, it's not, I don't enjoy it, bro. I only want to have conversations with people I want to have conversations with.
That's a fact.
Like, no bullshit.
I was on the phone with my cousin the other day, and he was on FaceTime. And I tell you, if you ever call me, Don't put me on speaker. I'm not a speaker nigga.
I'm an AirPods nigga. Like when my daughter call me on FaceTime, I'll be like, where your AirPods?
Yes. Because the things that I don't know what I'm going to say.
No doubt.
And so
no matter what I'm gonna say, it's to you.
It's to you. So I can say something that's a compound joke that me and you laughed about the last 3 times. My cousin walking in the store, nigga, and me and him talking. Next thing I see, the cashier lean over on his FaceTime and start waving. Right? I'm like, yo, what the fuck? She's like, well, no, I'm sorry. I said, nigga, where your AirPods? Next thing you know, he talking about Chris Rock and shit. The nigga who does the shelf walk by him, laugh, and then chime in. I'm like, hey, man, how you let a nigga who don't know what the fuck going on with our conversation jump in our conversation?
Like, you see half his screen, half his face on the screen. That nigga Will Smith slapped the fuck out of that nigga, right? Right, my man? I'm not your man.
Nigga,
but
pack the shelves, nigga.
We clearly got to talk about Chris Rock, but I want to segue to something real quick before we do that. How you was talking about FaceTime, right? I was explaining to my sister something recently, right? And I was telling her, like, we was having a conversation. I talked about this on the podcast before, about her saying that people should, like, stand up for racism, or in some way she'll consider them racist, right? And I was like, I disagree with that.
Which is, it said, if somebody doesn't stand up
like if you a white person in your family at home saying the word nigga and you don't say nothing, she feel like you complicit.
Okay, gotcha.
Right? And I was like, I don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? But I get your point.
I get your point.
Right? So I was telling her, I was like, to me, you're requesting that they go out of their way to stand up for black people or they're racist. And she was like, I'm not saying that. And then we had a long conversation about it, right? And we was going back and forth trying to find the middle ground, right? I said, this is how I'll give it to you. I said, in this situation, it depends on what your definition of went out of their way was, right? To me, to speak at all is to go out of my way in a situation like that, right? And she was like, well, I don't view it like that. I said, then that's why we differ.
That's why we differ.
Or, you know what I'm saying? Because I said, like, so for example, I said, right now I'm on FaceTime with you. I said, to me, I went out of my way to talk to you today, right? And she kind of looked at me kind of funny, right? And I was like, no, it has no negative connotation whatsoever.
It's not a problem.
I said, I want to talk to you and I'm enjoying talking to you. I said, but if I wasn't on the phone with you, I would be doing something else. Not even saying I prefer it or I don't prefer it, right? You called me. You didn't plan to call. I mean, we didn't have a scheduled time that you were gonna call.
We didn't have a Zoom meeting set up.
So when I seen it and I hit the green button, at that point, I consider myself going out of my way to speak to you. And then I went outside, I fired up a joint, and I sat out there and I talked to you for a good ass hour. I would not be out here for a good ass hour smoking weed.
Doing that.
It was like probably 5 p.m. You know what I'm saying? And I was talking to her when I was explaining to her. She was like, well, you kind of doing what you would be doing. I said, nope. I said, I haven't smoked no weed today. I said, I've been busy doing shit. And when you called, I was like, shit, I could take a break, holler at you, so-and-so, so-and-so. And I was like, but again, it has no negative connotation whatsoever. I'm just giving this as an example of something I consider to be go out of my way. And when you pile on things like, I don't talk on the phone,
that's
this and that, right? So I'm like, so a lot of shit that people do and feel and think, it got to do with what your definition of whatever the fuck we talking about is.
Yes. That's why I don't like when a motherfucker react or tell a motherfucker how they're supposed to react. It's like, well, that you care more about that than I do, so you can't judge me for how I react.
Right.
Speaking of Chris, there's everybody, anytime something happens that makes somebody care about somebody, the internet has to pull up something to make you uncare about that somebody. And I hate that. It's literally like you can't never have any moment without somebody shining a light on another moment. So now, as we all know, and we're not going to talk about too long because I'm so sick and tired of everybody talking about this. But we saw Chris Rock get slapped out his ass, right? Everybody bringing up the video where Chris Rock was sitting down with Ricky Gervais and Louis C.K. and shit, and they were saying nigger all around him the whole time. And they're like, see?
Somebody should have been slapped.
Will did the right thing. Look, and my whole thing is like, I don't even know how to feel, right? Because I understand that as black people, we should not just sit around and let white people laugh while using the word nigger.
Right.
But I'm also a person that understands that some things are sometimes situational and they should be looked at as such. Right. Now, them two have a relationship and they're comedians. People use the term comedians as a get out of jail free card, but it is a get out of jail free card. Like,
it is.
I'm not a comedian, right? But I like jokes and I like to be funny.
Right.
So I say things that are ridiculous at times, but it's in the sense of funny. It's under the guise of humor.
Right.
And the intention is humor. It's not hurt.
I always think it's a little ridiculous to get mad about something if it's obvious that I'm joking around.
That's what I mean.
Like, if I'm not poking you while I'm telling the joke or grabbing your head, like, look at this facade, bald head ass nigga. Like, I feel like...
Nigga, look at this shirt. Why you think I fucking... Why he ain't... Look at this.
Nigga, feel the shirt tearing and shit. Like, you're ripping. You're bullying at this point. You're not cyber bullying or nothing, nigga. You're bullying. But
so again, should Chris have said something? I don't know.
Right.
What if I like that to not happen and him just sit there and let it happen? I don't know.
Yeah.
But honestly, yes, I would rather him not just let white people laugh and say nigga with him. Oh, we too say nigga. Yeah, well, I say nigger on stage. Well, he's saying, and then what are them? Jeffrey Seinfeld just sitting there like, are these motherfuckers just saying nigga?
I don't feel comfortable. But then he didn't say nothing though.
No, he actually said something dope at the end. He was like, well, you find the humor in it. And he's like, I don't see any humor in it, nor do I look for it. And I was like, oh, that's what Chris should have said.
But he didn't butt in and stand up. No, he didn't. He just answered.
But that's my point. That sitting was, I don't even know what it was, but it was a bunch of comedians sitting down having a conversation, right? We don't know their relationship with each other and why that word is freely used. Right. Everybody know some form of white person that they know say the N-word.
Right.
But for some reason, somehow, in some way, he gets away with it.
Right.
We're not saying it's correct, but we're saying it exists. So I'm not unused to this to where I'm outraged. Right. But there's certain people that don't give a fuck of the context or anything once it's happening. They're outraged.
Right.
And I'm okay with that. We need you.
Me too.
But don't make me be you if I don't see the same level of outrage.
Ooh, good point.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's all I'm saying. So when I see that, I have a problem with what Chris allowed. Not even Chris. It's not what he allowed. Should he just whip his ass?
Who?
Louis C.K.
Oh.
Louis C.K. who was saying nigga up and down the place. So was Chris supposed to say, do something about it in that moment or say something? Maybe. But what?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I kind of feel how you feel. It's like, remember when we talked about Kevin Samuel and we was pretty much like, I don't watch Kevin Samuel, but he's necessary. Right, yeah, like he's necessary. Yes. How you said the pro-black person that slapped the fire to any white person they hear say any variation of the word nigga.
Necessary.
You are necessary.
You're necessary. I love that you're here. I saw a video the other day of this white man calling a black man a nigga, and he slapped him so many times. Nigga look like E Honda.
Like you know people that
better
like,
not call me nigga no more.
But you know motherfuckers is like, I don't give a fuck. You say it with an A or ER or whatever. I'm slapping a fire check. And like I said, I'm all for that.
I need it.
But also, if somebody say, I don't really view it like that, I know this person, I ain't about to bend over backwards to protect you from saying the word nigga. Hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit beneath me, I ain't finna let y'all bother me. I also comprehend that.
Absolutely. They both need to exist. So I don't like when I would slap a nigga get angry at the I won't slap a nigga for not slapping a nigga.
Y'all
That's what you there for.
Get on my nerves, man. Let me tell you why Ripple get on my nerves.
Look how the niggas start sentences.
All right, so we supposed to be talking about Will Smith and Chris Rock. We talking about Chris Rock and Louis C.K. from a video from like 10 years ago. And I know why.
Yes.
The reason is, one, you don't care to talk about Chris Rock and Will Smith, right? And you know that I don't. And then on top of that, it's like if I'm going to talk about it, I'm going to view it from a different angle.
This is the raw hype. Right. I said that's as sore as the last episode or two. Shout out to everybody that was supporting that episode, man. That episode got a lot of traction. It was fun and enjoyable. Right. But we always say the same thing. If we're not going to bring a new perspective to it, a new angle to it, then why discuss it? Because everybody's discussing it on the surface level. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's what we here to do, man. We here to have the enriching conversation and some fun.
Oh, y'all want to know something I like about white people? All right, check it out.
Look how he starts sentences.
My old boss, right? He hits me up and he asks me questions.
Whoa. Your boss slapped you?
Man, stop. All right, sorry. All right, he hits me up from time to time and he be like, hey, and he asks my opinion on something, right? But due to the conversations that we've had in person, I know he's asking me to get a black person's opinion. And it's like a black person that he respect opinion. So he said to me, and literally just out of the blue, me and him, we don't talk, we keep in touch. You feel what I'm saying?
That's the name of the album. The episode.
We don't talk, but we keep in touch.
We don't talk, but we keep in touch.
So he hit me up and he says to me, he says, so what do you think about Will Smith? I said, I would just tell you exactly what I said.
Come on, baby.
Text, man. Like, he funny, man. He said, so what do you think about Will Smith? Now, again, I know that he's contacting me as a
nigga.
Right. So
as my resident nigger in my life, I need you to chime in.
This is what his text said. Thoughts on Will Smith, sir? He messaged me this on Monday. Like, it was football season was still going on last time. But it's just like I said, we keep in touch, right? So all I wrote was to keep it simple. I said, he's clearly crazy, right? He said, is he crazy now because of Jada? Or was he always crazy? And I said, he's crazy because of her. And I said, I'm clearly nobody. And I don't know these people, but from my seat, they don't look like they good for each other. You know what I'm saying? I said, he didn't look like a clown behind her too many times. And I was like, and to me, and again, I'm clearly wrong because they together.
And they love each other.
But this is my personal opinion.
That's all it is.
Y'all not good for each other.
Clearly.
Like every year y'all got something that makes y'all marriage look ridiculous.
Yep.
And you can't tell me that you don't care that I think your marriage look ridiculous because you talked about the whole entanglement thing on your show.
You did it on your own.
So you clearly care what I think about your marriage or you wouldn't be doing this.
You want me to be informed at least.
No doubt.
And you only want me to be informed if you care that I don't have the information.
Exactly.
Continue.
Or you want me to have an opinion. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, to me, it's crazy because it's so unnecessary and so beneath a person that's gonna win an Oscar in 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what are you doing? It's the type of shit that make people at home say, you can tell Will's hurting. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that kind of movement and shit. So like, you know what I'm saying? Where a motherfucker do something so crazy, you feel sorry for the person that did the crazy. Like motherfucker shoot up the school and say,
well, they've been bullying him all his life.
We can tell Bradley was hurting.
They pantsed him, you know.
They gave him a wet willy just yesterday.
Every Friday he had to look forward to a swirly. But no,
like, that's how it came across to me. Like it was so ridiculous that I almost feel sorry for Will Smith.
I respect the raw hype and you, so I'm gonna have a version of this conversation that I haven't had, and it's because everybody has all these input and these think pieces and these thoughts and these opinions, and I haven't allowed myself to have it because I haven't went past the fact that I don't think it's real.
You have not.
I haven't.
You never swayed from. I do
did
not
not
believe
pass
this is
that
real.
threshold.
No bullshit.
So,
I was like, "You're crazy. This is clearly real from jump." And you was like, "Oh no, it's real."
It actually happened.
Yeah, as far as this is what we're doing in the world right now. Like it's real. I had COVID, but my symptoms weren't as bad because I had the vaccine. It's that kind of real.
It exists, but it's not real.
You can't prove to me that your symptoms wouldn't have been as bad if you didn't have the vaccine. Like it's that kind of real. It's like this is my story. This is the world story, and I'm sticking to it. I get you. Always been like that. Go.
But in just keeping it honest, what you said was 100% true. This is an example of like a lady having somebody she connected with better, found something in you, realized you can't recreate what she had that connection with, but she has a different connection with you, right? I don't know these people or their situation, but Jada's in charge of this relationship.
I'm gonna assume so.
And she's running it wrong.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And it's also why you shouldn't let a woman run the relationship.
You should not let a woman run your relationship.
She's running it wrong. Yeah. And he's being made look a fool in everything.
Yeah.
He defends her. Yeah. He's looked at as a fool.
Yep.
He says nothing. He looked at as a fool.
Yep. Like they were literally putting out memes that had a picture of him smiling, and beside the picture smiling, it say "fuck my wife," and there's a picture of Will Smith smiling, and then it says "tell a joke about my wife," and it's Will Smith like,
see what I'm saying?
And I'm like,
this is what you got this man looking like.
Yeah,
and
to me, that should mean something to you.
It should mean something to you, and then it's a narrative that's set. So anything that comes out after is going to continue along that narrative. I saw something that says Jada decided that Will would respond on the Red Table Talk.
See?
Now, what could have happened was they say, hey, man, we have a platform in place, as opposed to just tweeting out something or sending to Instagram. Let's sit down and make some money.
Right.
But the narrative set. Yes. So the narrative is Jada's decided that Will respond on her show.
Even if that's not true, you should care that people think like that. Like one of the things that you should do on the table talk is you should address that.
Yes.
You say Will is the man in our relationship.
Thank
Will
you.
do this and
He
Will
wear
do
the
that.
pants. Will done told me shut the fuck up, bitch, before, and I shut up.
You should do it even if it's a lie.
Thank you. I feel like y'all are doing this even though it's a lie. So how about you lie in this nigga favor for a change, yo?
Like, for real, he's not getting thrown a bone off to the
At
bed.
all. Only bone getting thrown is hers taking bones.
Like, since this happened, I was forced to see the entanglement interview all over again in small segments. And when Will says an entanglement,
she's like,
she literally busts out laughing. She's like, this is a situation where we're supposed to see the humor in what he said, but she's not. She said, she's like, you are an entanglement, nigga. That's funny because I will fuck you do. You know what I'm saying? And then she's like, yeah, a relationship. And I'm like, man, what's happening, bruh? And it's one of those things where I say, you got to throw him a bone to make him look cool sometimes.
Come on, man, because that's his brand. He's the cool-go-lucky fun guy who goes away with shit. Now you trying to make the nigga pop.
You the only one that make him look whack in his whole career.
Thank you.
That nigga was like a poppin'-ass rapper. You know what I'm saying?
That nigga done got slimed in Men in Black and he ain't looked as foolish as you making this bad look.
And it's like you make him look foolish. And again, even if the narrative is a lie that the media made up, it's up to you to fix it.
Yep. If you care about this person.
Yeah, man.
I done lied on behalf of my lady before.
Same.
But I told her shit. I was like, hey, man, why the fuck would you say that? Yeah. But hey, you said it, we finna ride. And it looks like she don't ride for that nigga, man.
Bro, she need to ride.
And like we said, it could be a lie. We could be completely wrong. It's why I don't even like talking about the shit. Yes. But we can only respond to what we're seeing and what you're being available to respond. And you don't ride for that nigga.
Like I'm about to start a sports YouTube show, right?
Yes, sir.
So I've been watching a lot of sports shows, in preparation for that. And I was thinking how we talk, and I was thinking of how I would want to talk on there, and I was thinking, do I want to just act like the reports that come out are real like they do on sports TV? You know what I'm saying? It was reported that Tom Brady did not want Bruce Arians to be back at coach, and now Bruce Arians has retired and lets us know that Tom pushed him out the door. And it's like, am I going to pretend like I think that's real? You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, my personal opinion, and this is actually a true story, guys, in my personal opinion, I do feel like Tom Brady did not want Bruce Arians to be the coach. He voiced that, so they gave him a promotion and gave him the coach that he wanted. I feel that Tom Brady made that happen in Tampa Bay, right? But I have no proof of that whatsoever. So it's like, how you saying, I'm going to speak on this like as if it's real. So I'm thinking on the sports show, am I going to speak on things as if they're real?
I think you should.
Because in the sports world, you find out that a lot of these stories are real.
Later on, yeah.
Yes, a lot of them are real. Where motherfucker be like,
how they present it. That's my problem with the presentation.
They present it as if it's fact.
Yes, about something we don't know.
Something we don't know.
So it's the same way that I'm not right by thinking this is fake, but you're not right by not thinking it's fake either.
Yeah.
But you're more right because it actually happened. So your case is it's real because I saw it, and mine's just like, well, it's fake because I look at all of this. Right. Like one of my main things is Will slapped him as a person who was slapping somebody as a scene on some like.
Oh, yeah.
Like I asked my lady, I was like, you ever slapped somebody before? She's like, yeah. I was like, what happened after? She's like, well, we started fighting. I was like, exactly. Will turned around and walk away like he didn't slap a nigga. Chris put his hand behind his back like he didn't just get slapped. I was like, nobody's breathing hard.
What is Chris Rock supposed to do in
React.
This situation?
He don't need to whip his... He did.
He like went into shock. He was like, wow. I'm on TV. Like the whole world is watching this. This motherfucker walked around and slapped me. All of those things went through his head, and I can tell that he was in shock because, like I told you the other day, I heard him talk about it, and then I even told you I was like, he didn't talk about it no other part through the rest of the show. He's like, well, nigga, how you know? And I'm like, I can hear it in his voice. And then secondly, of course, if he did, they'd be reporting it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I could hear, even if they you know, but despite that, because you didn't listen to the clip.
I heard it later, but then I heard it sound like a nigga sneak recorded it in his pocket or something.
But you can hear it in his voice that he was like, man, I still don't really know what's going on. He was like, I'm still processing. And like people were like laughing, but you can like tell he's not telling jokes. That nigga was for real like, man, I'm still like processing it and shit. It's like, you know what I'm saying? He was like, I'm gonna have something to say about it. I'm like, if he processing it now, he damn sure didn't process it 5 seconds after he got slapped on national TV.
He gets credit for being a good actor and quick because his immediate reaction was to stay on script and stay in line.
Exactly.
That's my point. It's like a normal, regular encounter that you don't see this coming. You're gonna have some differences of opinion. Like I was telling my lady, nobody's breathing hard.
My professional self would have wanted to do what Chris Rock did.
Yes.
And then my nigga self would have wanted to beat the shit out of Will Smith. And I can't tell you which one I would have done for sure.
But here's the thing. If you know it's coming, you can keep your professional self in front. If you don't know it's coming, the nigga might slip out.
But it's still a mic.
But no nigga slipped out.
Again, because it's a mic. Man, I mean,
Chris Rock ain't a nigga no more. That nigga been in motherfucking Hollywood for 30 years. He got $100 million.
I don't mean that nigga. I just mean like male nigga.
Me
like,
too.
You just
male
got
nigga
slapped.
don't exist to him. There's a certain like no bullshit.
Yeah,
I ain't even trying to be funny.
No, I feel that line.
But like
I feel that line. Male nigga don't even really exist to him.
That's why we're shocked that Will Smith did this.
Yeah.
And it's like, nigga, you ridiculous. Like you have things to lose.
You did a nigga moment, but you looked at as a bitch.
Exactly.
Like, why the fuck you do that? You got shit to lose, and you finna do it in what? Though?
Exactly.
And that's what it does, man. And this is why I hate this conversation that we've been having for 10 minutes. It's like, it forces you to look at other things that's technically really none of your business. Right? So we're like, well, he laughed.
How's their marriage?
Well, Will Smith laughed. But did you see how mad Jada got when he laughed?
Oh.
Yeah. So then he went and slapped him. Yeah, but she got alopecia. Like, well, Chris didn't know that. How you know Chris didn't know he had alopecia? Well, he talked about it in 2016.
Yep.
Yeah, but it was a joke. The joke wasn't even that bad.
Yep.
Well, how you know how she feel about it? And it's like,
have a granny video of somebody talking about when she got alopecia and Chris Rock in the back talking to people. And they was like, dang, he know he listening.
look, he was there. You see him? He looked over and said, oh, he was there.
Yeah,
he know not to.
I agree,
and
man.
it makes all of us look and sound idiot. That's why I don't want to have the conversation. But ultimately, we have a platform.
Right.
This is what some of the people are looking for on the platform. Right. So we have to. But I can't, as you say on the sports, I can't separate my honesty for the show a lot of times. Yeah. So it's like, I'll talk about it, but this is how I truly feel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't be doing what the fuck
I don't know what's going on.
I don't believe a lot of shit is going on. And then
I'm jaded because the world and America and entertainment lies.
Yes.
The new lie is make a false situation look real. I saw a video today on TikTok of a dude messing with another dude's girl. He knocks on the door, and then the dude comes in looking for the guy. He's hiding in the closet. The closet's open. His light is on his phone recording, but yet the guy can't find him. I know someone's in here. Nigga, look for the shining light that's coming out of the closet.
I seen some kid, I don't know who he is or whatever, bro, but he got like tattoos on his face. His name like Young something, and he like told everybody that he got shot, and then people found out that he didn't. And he was like, man, I'm really just going off them drugs, man. And he said, and I just was clout chasing, man. See? He was like, they was saying that clout is a hell of a drug.
It is.
He was like, man, drugs is a hell of a drug. For real.
Nigga, drugs is a hell of a drug.
I'm gonna find this kid, bro. But like, yeah, bro, he like told everybody he got shot for like fame and shit.
This is what we're in. We're in where you stage something at the Burger King, and then you go in and you flip over the fries on the floor, but they know.
Kid Trunks.
Nigga, I never heard this.
Yeah, he admits he lied about getting shot and having lung cancer.
This nigga look like
6'9"
ghetto Asian. That nigga look like 6'9". 6'9".
He gonna get us cancer, man. That nigga look like Hurry Up and 6'9". Are you coming on to me? That's exactly what I did.
Hurry Up at 6'9". That is an amazing.
Hell to the dog, man.
Hurry Up at 6'9".
And the thing about it is, y'all niggas clout chase so hard that I don't hear about you until you get caught clout chasing. I've never heard of this guy.
Ever in life. But this is my point. How far did his line make it, though?
It had to, he on double XL. He had to make it pretty far. It made it bigger than his career.
Clearly.
Because I've never heard of Kid Truck.
So, was he rewarded for what he did?
He was.
Clearly he was.
Yeah,
he got what he wanted, the clout.
Yeah.
So now, within that clout, there's people who are going to hate it. So, Will, this is why I said, well, why would they do this? Man, it's that currency. It's that digital attention currency. Will Smith got the Oscar that everybody... I think I said it somewhere. Will Smith got the Oscar.
Right.
No one cares about the Oscars. No one watches the Oscars.
Right.
Will Smith he was supposed to get the Oscar for Ali. Everybody thought it.
Right.
So now, when you're giving him the Oscar 20 years later or so, it needs to be memorable. You know what I'm saying?
I get an Oscar. I'm gonna
they're going to remember this. I'm going to show them what they should have gave Ali. Right? So, again, I'm not stating that I'm correct. I am responding based on how many lies we've gotten all the time.
That was talking about on the Breakfast Club that they were saying at the Oscars that they asked Will Smith to leave after he slapped Chris Rock.
He's like,
and
no.
Charlotte the guy was like, I don't believe they asked him to leave.
No.
I definitely do not believe that they asked him to leave.
No, they didn't.
Because if you would have walked up there and slapped Will Smith, you would have left. I mean, you would have slapped Chris Rock.
You would have gotten out.
Yes, you would have left. No bullshit.
Even that. He slapped the nigga, turned around, walked back to his stage, sat down. No security, no crowd gasping.
I'm telling
nothing.
you, nah, the crowd was shocked.
Shocked. There was no gasp. If you see a nigga...
That nigga sucked the air out of the room, man.
Niggas couldn't gasp. See what I'm saying? Look at what we have to say.
It was a pretty freezy moment, though.
Yes, man. But even, man, have you been around white women or women at all? Exactly. Oh my. You're gonna hear something, dog.
I seen a different angle yesterday, and after Will slapped Chris Rock, Jada busted out laughing.
See, I don't believe that.
I seen it with my own 2 eyes, bro.
Did you see an edit? And that's all I'm saying. Even the slap that Chris got, it was a different angle from everything else. It's like a wrestling angle. You know how the wrestling is like, all right, I'm finna slap you, so turn the camera this way so I make the slap sound and not really connect. That's what it looked like.
Jada was like,
now that's funny.
But the thing about it is, like, it was like behind her. So it's like, she could be laughing. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, it was like on her face and then he slapped her. He was just like, but that's how it looked for
But it's Hollywood hype. Everything is angles and perception. You ever seen that video where the guy has like a shoe and he's running away, but the shoe looked like a knife, and then the other guy is chasing him? But when you see that small perspective, it just looked like this nigga got a knife and he's about to stab the other person. Like, it's one of those visionary perception
That's what
shit.
the Oscars was.
That's what the Oscars was.
You funny, man.
Man, I just am scorned, man. This world just lies too much about too
Will
much
Smith
thing.
on winning the Oscar, man. It was long overdue, man.
Go ahead, man. Put on a beat. Let's get them niggas
I'm
acceptance
gonna do
speech.
an Oscars type beat, man.
So yes, in the TheRawHype conclusion, or at least Rebel's version of the conclusion, I just don't like that this what niggas gotta do to pop. Literally, they say the next day Chris Rock ticket sales went up more than they had sold the whole month when they were released.
I'm trying to get tickets.
See what I'm saying? So everybody benefits. Will got his Oscar. Okay. This is the 2022 Oscars. All right. So we finna get down right now.
Go ahead, man.
Okay. Yeah. This is my acceptance speech.
Thank y'all for accepting me. It had to be. Walked on the stage, gave a nigga R.I.P. I'm talking, what did the 5 fingers say?
Smack.
Slapped that nigga in his face. I had to go on and let him have it though. And then the room started grasping and gasping, ho. I said, well, let me don't talk about my damn wife again. And then I jumped in, stepped in, and slapped him, and everybody said, Will.
Look, if Will would have did me like he did Chris Rock, I would have rocked Will.
Okay, I get it.
I would have hit him with a rock.
Stop, Will.
Why do the niggas just be rapping? Same reason niggas be slapping. They say, Rebel, why you think it's a lie, man? Because the fucking industry just be capping. Did Will really walk up on the stage? Did he smack that nigga like he was in a parade? All because Chris Rock talked about Jada Pinkett's fade? Oh my goodness. Now we have to watch this shit for days. Every sports show got something to say. See the motherfucker on Oprah every way. We used to have everyday struggle on every day. I mean, Chris used to just chill and crack jokes. Now he gotta watch out for a nigga that clap folks. Well, I would have had the fucking burn on me. I would have learned them, homie. I don't don't even want to rap about this shit, as you can hear.
You chose that, man.
Because I don't like this shit,
You chose
man.
all of this, man.
I don't
You know
like
me,
it,
I used
man.
to skip over these topics. Like we had like debates off camera and shit about talking about shit.
But
like
we
this,
them
man.
niggas now.
But yeah, but it's like, man,
We got an audience to feed.
It's like I can't.
I couldn't even freestyle because I didn't want
I know
to.
you made me pick up in places I ain't want to pick up, so I'm like dragging ass.
And that ain't never
Nah,
happened.
I never do.
I
Every time I said something, I was like, all right, he about to come back. All right, he about to come back. So I never really.
I
even
don't
got
like
started.
this, man. And I don't like it because, like I said, it goes into the pocket of what I always complain about. Like, I don't like when people have to go to these extremes to get clout and to get attention and to succeed. Even if I am wrong,
Facts.
it's being presented as a stunt.
Oh yeah.
And it's hurting so much situations and so much things with different people that I'm like, man, this is not worth it. You know you was gonna get your Oscar. They're not gonna invite you to fucking Oscars with a performance that he did an amazing performance in King Richard. Have you watched it
No,
yet?
you seen it?
Fuck yeah, I saw it when it came out.
Venus and Serena. I know I'm gonna watch it.
But not only was it a good movie, he did a damn good job.
For real?
And then after I watched it, I watched a couple clips of the real Richard,
they say he
and
look like that.
it made me say, oh my gosh, this nigga killed it. Because he killed it, he double killed it. He killed it on his own, and then if you see the interviews of which he was depicting,
Yeah, I seen the one
killed
where the interview where somebody asked her something, she answered it, then he asked her again. He just popped in and be like, "Hey,
Yup.
she didn't already answer your question. Quit
Yup.
trying to play with a bitch."
Listen, she's a kid.
Right.
But Will killed that. So it's like,
Was that
man,
interview in the movie?
no. Yes,
I was
yes,
gonna say
it was
had
in the
to be.
movie, yes.
Yeah, it had to be. Yeah.
I thought it was a movie until I saw, like, I didn't know none of it. So
I know a little bit of it because I like Venus and Serena. Like,
There's a lot.
They're like how people watched.
Golf because Tiger Woods playing. I watch tennis because they playing. Like I legitimately
Yeah,
watch.
I watch
Like
tennis.
I used to play the Wimbledon game on Sega Genesis.
You know it.
So I know the score. I know the rules. I know how it works.
niggas
You know
who
what
play
I'm saying?
Nintendo tennis.
I learned the rules from that, so I can just watch and be like, man, these girls are fucking good. Like Serena, man, she's special, man. Like I used to love to watch her play more.
But even spoiler alert for a show that came out forever, it was mostly about like King Richard and like Venus for the most part because
She the older one.
exactly, and that's the one he was coming into himself while that was going on. So it made me say, well, probably part 2's coming with the Serena story because
No way.
you have to tell Serena's story, dog.
You do this. I'm tired of you doing this.
Do what?
Dead ass. You always think it's gonna be a sequel to things or things gonna
Right,
continue,
man.
and you always be wrong.
When have I ever wrong?
You
You you're gonna give me the face, but you can't give me a case.
you said that they was gonna continue.
Don't
Fuck.
lie on me either.
You've done this like 3 times. I feel like you said it with Breaking Bad after the movie.
No, I didn't. He
What-
died.
There was something that we watched, and you thought it was gonna continue.
Oh yeah,
and
I
it's
know.
happened a few times.
Yeah, I bet it did. I bet it did,
Oh,
buddy.
I remember. I'll tell you.
Yeah. Listen,
I know it's in at least one of them in our Telegram
if
chat.
y'all see Hype get Will Smith on this show, it ain't an act.
Yeah, you always do, bro. It's like,
Because right again, Hollywood is all
I
about
get
what
it.
can I sell.
but it be some shit to be ending, and you be thinking it's gonna continue.
Because what they do is they give you a prequel. But
You
this is
right.
how it all started. Because they want to sell. We was talking about this
I
shit.
agree, but sometimes it be shit that I be thinking man, we watched something,
Come on.
bro, and I
Hey.
cannot remember, and it was something popular.
So get that stain off my name until you can explain.
I know I'm right. It's no
Until you can explain, get that stain off my name.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Because, man, Serena is the bigger.
Yeah, but they're not going to continue that. I know that without even watching
Okay,
the movie.
they don't need to have. Sorry. This is probably where we get hicked up at. I don't think there'll be a King Richard 2.
Oh, then listen.
But I think there will be a Serena Williams movie.
Oh,
That's
okay,
what I'm
okay,
saying.
Okay,
Because
I still don't, but I get it.
Serena did more in her career, more amazing shit than Venus did. So you can't not tell that story, nigga.
I mean, it's not. I don't think it's that far off though.
It's very that far off.
I don't know.
Dog.
I know Serena's like the best women's tennis player of all time.
That makes it that far
But
off.
Venus got to be close, bro.
Close and not it. It makes it
Like,
far
I remember,
off.
I remember when like Serena was starting to pass Venus.
Yes.
she was far in her career. Like Venus got to have some shit.
No, Venus got a lot of
Yeah, I was
shit.
about to say she got to have some shit.
So then it makes Serena even more because she topped all the shit you got.
I'm saying that, but I'm just saying if she got some of her story off in this, I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. You know what I'm saying? Oh, for real?
Literally
Man,
not.
that's
Her story in the movie was My daddy cared more about Venus and nobody paid attention to me.
Damn, for
and then
real?
she would kill some shit. And then, of course, the mother always knew the greatness. And she's like, honey, you're going to be something special, baby. Let me not complain. But I hate the problems of the world is the problem of the world, right? And I say that in the sense of we continue to perpetuate these types of things that lead to it needing to be perpetuated. Serena can be an amazing person without the mother saying,
Right.
I saw it in you all along.
Right.
She may have. I'm not being a dick.
Right.
But when you paint that as the picture of the same woman that King Richard didn't let get a word in edgewise is the one who always knew Serena.
of course.
Like, don't do that
I
because
agree
you
with
don't
that.
have to.
It's kind of how we were saying, like how in every show now they have a scene where a black person gets harassed by a white cop.
Yep.
And it annoys me in every single show. And it started with the Colin Kaepernick show,
Yep.
really. And now, no, I'm not saying it started with the Colin Kaepernick show. It started
hating
to annoy.
Yes, it started hating it. But what I was telling you when we were talking about this is, even in the Colin Kaepernick show, I can understand it in the manner they did it. One,
Right.
they didn't go extreme with it. And two, the audience of who's watching the Colin Kaepernick
Yes.
show
And-
are those
And Colin Kaepernick,
people who could be swayed.
yes, but
Almost.
Colin Kaepernick took a knee because that was his cause.
Exactly.
He said he didn't like police brutality and racial systemic injustice. Systemic racism and all that. So it's kind of who he is.
It's right up his alley
So it's like, okay,
to give you an
fine.
example
but
of
when
what
y'all
helped.
do it in every single show, it annoys the fuck out
I was
of me.
watching
bro.
fucking Force with Tommy and the
They do
niggas in the
that.
car with a black guy and the
Yeah.
guy talking shit to the black guy like
Right.
he's like, this is my friend's car. He's
And
like, well,
then-
you're gonna have to get up out the car, son.
Right. And
before
then
I shoot
when
your
Tommy
face
comes,
off.
he's cool with it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Tommy is not the kind of white guy that's gonna get white privilege. Like,
He nigga white.
Yeah, it's not like he didn't even turn on like a super white voice or nothing. You know
Same
what I'm
voice.
saying? Yeah.
The police will be like, I don't like your kind. You give us whites a bad
Exactly.
name.
And then you whip a nigga,
niggerizing
you feel
yourself
what I'm saying?
like
So
you're
it's
doing.
It's like it wasn't even believable. It was whack how they did it.
Yes.
Then they did it in Bel Air. It was whack how they did
They
it.
do it in every
I
show.
stopped watching Bel Air. I couldn't finish it.
The reason that I'm finishing it is you might have stopped at maybe episode 5 or something like that.
I think it's 6.
The season finale is at 9.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, I stopped at 6
Yeah,
too.
I'm gonna finish
Exactly,
it.
and I was like,
I'm
oh,
gonna
we're
have
right
to force
there.
myself.
Spoiler?
Oh yeah, his dad comes.
No, I didn't see that much. I didn't finish it yet. But spoiler, they got the light skinned Aunt Viv and Will Smith's mother
Yeah,
in
I
the
seen
stuff.
that.
Oh, you seen that?
Yeah, I told
So
you.
you got like one more episode left then.
Oh, I ain't see it. No, I saw it.
Oh,
on
you saw
the
it.
internet.
Oh, okay, sorry. Well, I seen it in there. I didn't see it coming. And
I
we was
told
talking
you.
about that. Hey, speaking of, man, hey Hype, what you watching?
What am I watching?
I was looking for my applause, man.
I'm watching.
Force with Tommy.
Uh-huh.
I'm watching Bel Air.
That's it. That's what I'm watching right now.
That's it?
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of TV. But I mean, I watch so much of these dumbass shows and back to back. I don't like either of them, by the way.
No.
I only like the Tommy show because Tommy's in it.
Yeah.
But the show
He got
is
built-in
so
credit.
whack. Like, you remember?
Did you see when I sent you the scene where Will and Lisa was talking, and then it pans over
Yeah,
to Carlton
Carlton's up
listening
there.
at the time. That nigga listening like motherfucking Mufasa.
Oh my gosh! I was just about to say, like fucking Mufasa on the top of the cliff. Nigga, right, nigga.
Robbie, but I'm like, man, that shit that came out of like 1994, and y'all still doing whack ass scenes like this.
Oh,
and it's
man.
like, man, he's in your peripheral right there, like you know what I'm saying. And it's like, why are y'all doing this corniness?
Who likes this?
Like, if you're gonna do that shit, you know how you can put your AirPods somewhere and you can listen in on the conversation and
Do
shit.
it that.
Do
Modernize
that
it,
way,
yep.
yes.
Woo.
And I'm like, come on, man, y'all niggas not even trying.
This is another example of niggas on the raw hype freestyling a better way.
real.
Give us a show.
No doubt. Y'all
Give
ain't
us a
even
shot.
trying,
We
bro.
doing our own shit, but we ain't got the budget. Give
Yeah.
us all the pieces you gave them Bel Air niggas,
Yeah, that
them
didn't have
Tommy
a high
Force
budget,
niggas.
but the Tommy Show has a high budget.
They got enough money to
But
shoot
you can
a show.
tell that it doesn't have Power's budget.
Fuck.
You can tell
Power
all these
prove
spin-off
itself.
shows do not have Power's budget.
These shows
because,
got they budget from Power.
yes, exactly.
All right, nigga. Power season 2, episode 325. Go ahead and But listen,
because it's Tommy, and then it's filled with a whole bunch of actors you've never heard of, except for like maybe one of them.
like that one girl that got cut, I didn't even remember her until they told me I should remember her.
I still don't remember her.
I only remember her because they tell me I should.
Shoes.
Isn't she?
No, she know the girl with the pink shoes because they mentioned her.
I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't even know. But
And this is what angers me. It's poor. It's all poor writing.
Yes.
And the writing is so poor because they're banking on you liking the people. Like you said, you're watching the show because of Tommy.
Yep.
Tommy's
But you're
clout
putting in a
allowed.
bad position.
Exactly. So his Tomminess can't last long.
Yes.
I even told
Like-
you there's some bad acting scenes that
Yes.
Tommy did. And it's because don't put Tommy in that situation.
And y'all have this thing where y'all trying to make him the hardest nigga in the world.
In the world.
And that's whack to me. It's almost like he's like Batman or fucking dude from 24 and shit. Like they had a situation where it was literally the typical bag over the head, throw you in the van, kidnapping, and then the next scene you're tied to a chair.
Yep.
It's like, come on, man. Like,
Please stop.
This is like something that would have been in like Bad Boys. You know what
One.
I'm saying? Yeah, in like 1995. I'm like, y'all aren't trying. Like, I'm dead ass. You're not trying.
And like
bro.
I said, the reason they ain't trying, people still watching.
Exactly.
If you stop watching, they need to start giving fucking like reviews. I fucking had an Amazon package come. That motherfucker say, "Hey, review it. Did you like it? Did you love it? Tell me that at the end of every episode.
Straight up.
Write what you didn't like. I didn't like that the nigga hype showed me. I didn't like that this nigga was recording these niggas in the park without hitting record on the phone. We all have iPhones. We know how it look when it's recording. Don't do that. Like, don't insult me.
Serious, me and you wouldn't do that.
Never.
We would just record it for real and have it in our phone.
Yup.
And that'll be that. It's like you literally showed him recording them and the phone ain't even recording.
My nigga, we live in a world of technology that you can do that in the after credits. When you're watching the shit back, oh shit, this shit ain't recording. All right, take that scene, take a clip, you insert a recorded button here that's pressed, boop, boop, you make the sound go boop, boop. But no, not them.
Y'all ain't even trying.
And this is what angers me about a lot of the shows and shit we watching, right? And this is why we've been making what we making. But like I said, we don't got the budgets to make it. We don't even got the time. And a lot of times, we don't got the knowledge.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like these niggas, people who work on these shows have worked on multiple shows before.
Sure.
But they might be the
They have the
sound
best
guy or the
editors in the
boom
world
guy
and
or the
shit,
edit
though.
guy. So it's like, you don't have any implication onto the storyline. You just use what they give you.
Yep.
And I would like to be in the writer's room.
To me, for some shit to be right, you need to write it. You need to act in it. You need to edit it. You need to be all in the post-production. Like, that's how shit is.
You gotta Tyler Perry
but
that
what they
motherfucker.
do is they finish it. The same shit me and you been talking about. Motherfucker do some shit good enough to finish it.
Yup.
And-
They take some shit. They say, okay, you got this. All right, well, let's put a little bit of this on this. Put a
Yep.
little, like you said with Bel Air. Them niggas made a 3-minute trailer by themselves. The company said, all right, let's turn that into 12 hours.
No doubt. Y'all want to get some different niggas to do it? No, that trailer was
that
good.
trailer's
Get the niggas that made the trailer. We're kids.
We've never acted before. Yeah,
Right.
but it'll be great. You're
No
new blood.
No
People
doubt.
are gonna love it.
And you're going to be cheap. That's the
Yup.
point. You're going to be cheap, and y'all already generated the buzz. We come in after the buzz,
Yup.
and then we sell it.
We
I was
can make
telling
Bel Air
Rebel,
with one of Fresh Prince checks.
straight up, I was telling that nigga Rebel, I said, what they do in Hollywood is they don't think, how can we make something good? They think, how can we make something that they'll watch?
Yes.
That's what they think.
That's all they want.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck if you think it's good. When you
Who's
watch
in it? An Asian? Got it. LGBT? Got it. A black? Got it. A white? Got it.
Yep.
All right, what they gonna do?
If they-
have racial situations and
Yep.
sexuality problems?
Yep.
Got it. Is there a drug episode? Yep. Someone's gonna do drugs. The other one's gonna talk them out of it. All right. Is there gonna be like a outburst violent episode? Yep. And now
they-
anxiety and depression is it. So
Yeah,
here's
it gotta be
Carlton.
there.
I
Yeah.
suffer from anxiety. Of course you do,
Yep.
Carlton. Check.
And Ashley's a lesbian.
Check.
Come on, man. Y'all ain't trying.
Everybody's showing their skin on the internet, so the older sister gonna show her skin win, but then go again showing her skin
my
for her
God.
inner within.
Right.
Check.
You need to think, is this who you are? Like, is anybody's job who they are? You know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of dumb shit that they put in here. And all it does is brainwash people to think that they're defined by their job.
Is anybody's job who they are?
Is your job who the
Dog,
fuck you are?
when you said that, it
on.
just reminds me of what I told my lady one time, because she had a lawyer working on something for her. And I was like, did you hit up the lawyer? She's like, no,
Yeah,
she'll
you told
call
me
me
the
when she
story.
wants. She's a
Yep.
lawyer. I was like, what? No,
Yep,
she's
she
a
don't give a
bitch
fuck.
with a job,
No doubt.
nigga.
No doubt.
And-
No doubt. No doubt.
All right,
No
this
doubt.
stuff, It bothers me. It don't bother me in the sense that I let it affect my life. No. But when I speak on it, it bothers me.
You was talking about you give your input because you want to help the world. And I tell you I don't give my input because I didn't give up on the world. Like,
that's what this is.
Shit is an example of how I didn't give up on the world. Like, you're legitimately causing this big conflict with this girl doing a cooking show in lingerie and making it this big deal. And it's because you're continuously perpetuating that women don't have control of their own sexuality. But a man can have control of their sexuality. A man can put out porn. And like I always say, when you watch a sports show and it's a woman on there, she just happens to be attractive. They'd rather have an attractive woman than a woman that used to be in the WNBA to know about sports.
Nigga, I always said to myself, why does TNT not have a woman announcing crew? We got to listen to the same Reggie Miller and the same fucking niggas all the time. Have all women, again, if you have them fucking be Carrie Champion and some WNBA players. Reggie Miller's sister.
They're not attractive men. They're not. But they don't have to be.
They don't have
if they was on there talking and they was women, they would have to be. Like, what's her name? Doris Burke?
I was just hot.
Right? When she be on the game, motherfucker be like, she like the best sportscaster of all time.
She's amazing.
That's what you got to be a woman. That's what you got to be black. So imagine being a black woman. But we'll get into that later. You feel me? But yeah, Doris Burke, you got to be the best if you want to be on this motherfucker. Because you ain't a young bad bitch. You smell me? You ain't a young bad bitch, so you need to be better than the niggas. You need to be way better than them. Motherfucker listen to Reggie Miller and Chris Webber and shit, and I don't really pay attention to them niggas like that.
Yeah, because they ain't good.
But my whole point is motherfucker listen to them and be like, I hate these motherfuckers.
But I don't hate them.
They still on. No, but go check Twitter and shit when them niggas on. Like I find out that people hate Chris Webber and Reggie Miller so much from Twitter. I was like, damn, I didn't even know y'all hate them like that. Because I'm a person that I can tune out something that's not very important. That's what I'm saying. Skill. I'm here to watch the game. You know what I'm saying? But it's that. But when it's Doris Burke, she gonna have to be good at that shit.
Yup. You gonna have to have the internet saying, man, she's amazing. She should be in all the time.
Yeah, if they was on
for you to
not Doris Burke trash, she wouldn't be on that shit. She
wouldn't be on that motherfucker. But something as simple as that, man. Like, have an all-female announcement team. See how it goes.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
My shorty the other day was asking me about how much people in the WNBA got paid, and I told her, she was like, that ain't shit. I said, oh, well, the league doesn't make money. And then I was like, it doesn't have a market. I said, women ain't going to watch them play, and men ain't going to watch them play.
Women can just complain that men don't watch them play.
Exactly.
It's like, bitch, you watch them.
Exactly. Because I'm like, shit, I don't watch fucking baseball or college basketball. I don't watch a lot of shit. You feel what I'm saying?
It has nothing to do.
No bullshit. Gigi would have had to go to the NBA for the WNBA for me to watch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Kobe probably had to be the coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she would have had to be good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. It's this girl named Paige
For me
Bucher.
to only watch Sparks games.
Yeah. And I only watch the games where she playing. Like I told you, I only watch Serena. She good as fuck.
I know when you was talking about tennis, you was like, yeah, them girls be good. I was like, males play tennis too.
Oh, I only know about the males and shit because I watch Serena now. You know what I'm saying? Like the niggas that I named to play tennis, they came up with Venus and shit like, right before her, like motherfucking Pete Sampras and
Andre Agassi.
You know what I'm saying? Them type of niggas. But
Federer.
Damn, what the fuck was we even
We was talking about women, sports, and why they need to fuck with women more. They need to fuck with women more. Two things. So women can stop complaining about it.
Yeah. And
for you to stop looking like you're avoiding giving women a shot. For what reason? Like, you're running out of reasonings to do it.
That's how my sports show gonna be. I'm gonna spend a lot of time on it explaining to my little baby what's going on in sports.
So she could be...
but she on the show though. She a part of the show.
So she could be speaking with sense.
Yeah, but also more so
not just I can't.
Let's say you was a guy and you watch basketball like you do, and you wanted your old lady to be a part of it. You can send her my show and say, this motherfucker right here gonna break down what's going on in a simple way to like how you talking to a lady. You know what I'm saying? Just cause like for her, I got her into football, of course. You know, you ain't got no choice. Nigga watch 7 hours of football on Sunday. Hell, you even into football now, because it's like, hype, what you doing? 7 hours, nigga. Like, all right.
Hour 3, nigga. You know what it is.
So it's like she know the quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? That's enough. You know what I'm saying? It's like, who your favorite player? Her favorite player, Lamar Jackson. Right? Exactly, a quarterback. Why Lamar Jackson? Because he from Florida. She from Florida, you know what I'm saying? And that nigga run around and exciting and shit, you know what I'm saying?
And then she just probably learn people from who Lamar Jackson get the ball to. Oh, I like it when he get the ball to the nigga 33.
Not at all. Not at all. I'm here to watch Lamar. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I can't be mad at that. I want to watch Lamar. And then, other great ones like Patrick Mahomes and shit. But it's like, hell, that's who a lot of people know. Like, the NFL is becoming the NBA.
Stars.
And the star is always the quarterback. Like, Deshaun Watson has 22 civil cases pending against him. That nigga got a $230 million fully guaranteed. That's $100 million more fully guaranteed dollars than anybody ever got in the history of football. And that nigga got 22 cases pending. But he played quarterback.
Open cases.
And he good. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, hey, we want you to come to the Cleveland Browns. It's like, all right, y'all the Browns.
Y'all
I ain't
gonna
really
pay me.
fucking with y'all. But yeah, I want my whole contract fully guaranteed. A nigga that's looking at suspension, looking at all, the nigga like, you fully guaranteed. If they cut him, fully guaranteed.
See, I would like for women announcers to speak on how they feel about Deshaun Watson going through this female affected case and getting this check. I don't want to hear Stephen A. Smith talk about it.
He was like, man, I want to hear you talk about Deshaun Watson on your sports show. And then I was like, man, I'm going to get my Deshaun Watson take. All right?
Okay, come on, man. Test run, baby.
If y'all don't know about Deshaun Watson is
We spoke about him here.
Oh, yes. He's a great quarterback. Used to play for the Houston Texans. Recently got traded to the Cleveland Browns. When he went to the Browns gave up a bunch of draft picks, and they gave him a contract extension to where his last year is $84 million. So it equals, I think, I want to say 5 years at $230 million. That's
a lot of money.
Fully guaranteed. In the NFL, people get guaranteed money. That means you're going to get it if you're on the team. But if we cut you, you ain't getting none of this money. Fully guaranteed money means if we cut you, we still got to pay you. Right? So what Deshaun did is like a long time ago in the NFL, with sports period, you couldn't be a free agent. If a team drafted you, you had to play for them forever. And one dude said, I'm not playing for y'all forever. Fuck y'all motherfuckers. And then that's how free agency was invented. He was like I don't remember his name, but he was like the Jackie Robinson of free agency.
I was about to say,
right?
He's like a revolutionary of football.
And then like LeBron James is also a part of that too. And
I'm going to choose where I'm going.
Yeah, I'm going to choose to where I'm going. And then Tom Brady brought us to football. What Tom Brady did is he said, you know what, New England, y'all don't appreciate me. Y'all ain't good enough to win. I'm out of here. And he went to Tampa, and they won the Super Bowl his first year there, right? So then Matthew Stafford said, I've been playing for the Detroit Lions all these years. We don't never win. I want the fuck up out of here. And then he went to the Rams, and they won the Super Bowl the first year. And then Russell Wilson said, what the fuck? Seattle, we don't be winning. I want the fuck up out of here. They sent him to the Broncos. This is going to be his first year there. Of course, they might win the Super Bowl, right? Jalen Ramsey, I'm in Jacksonville. Y'all don't want to pay me early. Y'all don't want to respect me. Y'all don't want to win. I'm the fuck up out of here. He went to the Rams. He just won the Super Bowl. So the NFL is becoming the NBA. The downside is, to do it, you do got to be LeBron. You got to be KD. You got to be James Harden.
You gotta be Tom Brady.
So they taking over. So what I like about the Deshaun Watson contract from all parties involved, I like it for the Browns because the Browns have a reputation like the Jaguars. Nobody want to go there, right? If you want
Wasn't
people,
everybody there last year or so?
yeah, but how they got them is they paid them.
Gotcha.
If you wanted us to come play there, you got to pay. So it's like for Deshaun, they got to pay. But what Deshaun doing is he's going to start making it to where the next quarterback, like Lamar Jackson about to be up. What if Lamar say, I want all my money fully guaranteed? Then players will start getting fully guaranteed contracts like the NBA. So I like it from Deshaun's standpoint because he's like a trailblazer in this way of
pushing forward the game.
Not only do I
niggas.
want to move along, I want all my money fully guaranteed. And then from the Browns
play your little
standpoint,
game.
I like it because Deshaun Watson is already the best quarterback in Browns history.
Ain't took even throw a play.
Yeah, and the Browns were good with Jim Brown and all that shit. They have a history. He's the best quarterback they've ever had. All right? So the Browns are like, we need to get a great quarterback. So we got to pay him because we're the Browns, right? He has 22 cases pending. Both of the criminal cases were just dropped. All right? So people boycotting their games. People saying, I can't believe you're Browns. I'm not a Browns fan anymore, blah, blah, blah. Right? If all his cases got dropped, what I'm supposed to do?
What I'm
supposed to do?
Technically, he's not a criminal anymore.
Exactly. And he never was, according to the justice system.
Yeah, he was
you feel me?
accused.
He's accused. And then in civil court, win or lose, I know he's not going to jail now. What I'm supposed to do with this? You feel what I'm saying? I'm supposed to treat him like a criminal and say, oh, we don't want the greatest quarterback in franchise history to come here because he got 22 cases pending that he may be innocent of. Now, I'm a person that has always said, 22 cases pending, Deshaun Watson.
Something's going on.
Exactly. Is guilty of something 100% in my mind. But even though that's my 100% opinion that I'm married to, I have enough sense to know that it's just my opinion.
Just you.
I was not there because Deshaun Watson's attorney has 18 massage therapists that said Deshaun Watson was wonderful with them. They didn't have no problems. He didn't do nothing. So at this point, we almost half and half. He say, she say. You feel what I'm saying? So
60-40.
I understand in my personal opinion, I think Deshaun Watson is guilty of something. But I'm supposed to run my team based on my opinion. I don't have an opinion that this nigga's a top 3 to 5 quarterback. That's a fact. I don't have an opinion of he better than the guy that we had before. You feel what I'm saying?
In our
so
history.
It's like, what is everybody supposed to do? If I'm Deshaun, I might have to pay these bitches. So I want as much money as I can possibly
I need
get.
my shit fully guaranteed.
If I'm the Browns, we got to get him while we can get him now. Get him at his lowest. And then what we going to do at his lowest is we going to fully pay him. So now we can get him. He's at his lowest where he got 22 cases pending, so some people ain't going to touch him. You feel me? And then we got the draft picks, and we willing to give him away the draft picks because we want to keep our players because we good. You feel me? And all we need is him. So if I give him everything he wants, and I catch him at his lowest, and I'm willing to give away the draft picks, this is my only chance. I could probably only get him if he had 22 cases
I'm about to
pending.
say.
If he didn't have 22 cases pending, he might want to be the
double.
Cowboys quarterback. You feel what I'm saying? He might want to go be the quarterback for,
And they'll take him.
for the New York Giants. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go live in New York City.
Bigger market.
You know what I'm saying? So this is our chance. What we supposed to do?
Yeah. But like I said, people don't put that into consideration when they outrage.
Exactly.
You know, it's like, well, he did this. How you know? He must have did it. I don't want him to succeed in any way because he did this.
Straight up. So it's like shit.
But y'all niggas eat Kellogg's. Meanwhile, them niggas done killed niggas and fucking robbed the recipe and shit. And y'all eat those fucking Honey Smacks.
Honey Smacks, bitch.
Word to will.
It's like a good time to get Kim Kardashian is when she getting drugged in the media by her husband. And she got 4 babies. It's like
white comedian can just slide on
my
in
whole
there.
point is, I'm gonna take something that's super high valued and I'm gonna pounce on it with everything I got when it's at its lowest. You know what I'm saying? What everybody involved supposed to do besides pay and get paid. What everybody's supposed to do.
Pay and get paid.
It's like there's nothing to even talk about here.
Nigga, get paid.
It's nothing to even talk about.
But what you ain't talking about is what people found to talk about, which is the complaints.
Yes.
Which is the outrage.
Yes.
Well, I love how you presented it too, how you presented the facts.
Yes.
And then after having that in your mind, because
Right.
some people only know Deshaun from his cases, they don't know his value. So you kind of set the table for his value.
Yes.
So then when you set the table
Yes.
for his accusations,
Yes.
you can understand why a motherfucker still see the value because they knew the value.
And before like this happened, it was very similar to Kobe Bryant's situation. The only thing that I think is different here is because, like I said, I feel Deshaun was guilty of something, and
Kobe wasn't.
And like I said, I'm 100% sure. I'm 100% sure on that end that Kobe was not guilty of rape. He was guilty of cheating. But that's another story for another day. They had squeaky clean images before this. Kobe took it and changed eventually to like, you know what? I don't give a fuck what y'all think no more.
Mamba.
You know what I'm saying? Deshaun Watson's going to have to get a little bit of that, but Deshaun Watson's going to have to go win.
Wamba.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's what everybody's supposed to do.
I think I'm gonna like your show, man.
Yeah.
Because again, I like how you put it together, you know? And again, it's an opinion which still leaves open for chiming in. Like, what do you have to say about that?
Straight up.
I like that, man.
Yeah, and it's gonna be like that. Like, yeah, it's
I'm
gonna be
just
the
a
raw
person
hype
where
talk about sports.
if you I don't like a lot of times how like a motherfucker use the verdict of the law when they want to use the verdict of the law.
Yes.
And it's like, I get it. You have
Yes.
personal attachments sometimes.
Yes.
But it's like, man, you can't project that to everybody and expect and want everybody to do the same.
I say this all the
Not
time.
guilty is not guilty when it's
I
not guilty
say-
somebody you want it to not guilty.
Exactly. I tell you all the time, I say, we could all say, in my personal opinion, I'm 100% sure that O.J. Simpson killed his wife and the waiter, dude, Goldman, right? But you know me, I like the law, know the law. I will always say, if you watch his trial, you can see why he should be found not guilty. And I put it in simple terms. The police officer that found the evidence, they asked him in court, you ever called a black person a nigger? He said, nope, never in my life. They say, so if somebody say that you have called a black person a nigger, would they be lying? He was like, yep, they'll be lying, right? and then they play a video of him calling black people. I mean, a tape of him calling black people niggas over and over and over and over and over in the tape, right? So if the officer that found the evidence against me, right, say he ain't never called black people a nigga and he ain't racist, then I prove that he's called black people a nigga and he ain't racist.
Especially me.
And my team's defense is that racist cop planted the evidence. All I have to do is make it to where if you're not 100% sure that I did this, I'm not guilty. I'm not innocent. I'm not guilty. Big difference. And there's no way that you can tell me there's not one shred of doubt in your mind that after you hear that a racist cop that lied about being racist under oath didn't plant no evidence against him.
And that's why the verdict is not innocent. It's not guilty. That's what you said. I like that.
So that's kind of what I mean. So when they say, well, if black people didn't resist arrest, they wouldn't get shot. That's not how the justice system works. The justice system don't work that you get to kill me because I'm committing a crime.
I ain't do what you say.
Right? The justice system is you catch me if I'm running, you arrest me, I go to court, and I get a jury of my peers say if I'm guilty or not guilty. Same thing with Deshaun Watson. A jury of his peers has to say if he's guilty or not guilty.
Was there women on that panel?
I don't know. So my whole point is the justice system is put in place for a reason. We either gonna fuck with it or we not.
And if you're not gonna fuck with it, then you can't be mad when black people don't fuck with it.
Exactly.
Because
you can't pick and choose when you want it to be the thing. It's like people do it like the Bible.
The justice system is bullshit. Well, no, it isn't actually.
Right.
It's our forefathers put it in place. Yeah, nigga. So.
But it is bullshit.
It is bullshit, nigga.
Yeah. But honestly,
everything
if you're on a murder trial though, saying you need to be 100% sure before you say guilty is not that much to ask. But the downside is, if it's your people that's being murdered, you look at it like, man, if you're 90% sure this nigga needs to get locked up. But you see how it makes it go both ways.
Yeah.
Because if it's me on trial, I'm like, hey, y'all not 100% sure, please do not send me to prison.
Them niggas were saying some criminals from the past, they're like some of the best cases or the easiest cases to be on is a murder charge. Because they're like, you got to prove that. Exactly. You got to put so much to prove that motherfucker.
Yep.
One simple thing gone and you miss trial, I'm out of here.
Yep. But you also need a lot to beat it.
Yeah.
You don't got no lawyers, you ain't finna beat no murder charge.
Beat it. Yep. No, because it's the lawyer that got the money that know what he need to do.
Straight up. So yeah, man. So it's like we gotta look at stuff for how not to how we want to look at it,
For how it is.
If we decided we looking at it for how it is.
Yeah.
If every case is situational and opinion based, then cool. But if you put the law in place and say, well, then this needs to be in place for guilty and this needs to be in place for innocent, then that's what we're going by. So if 22 people say something and all them shits got dropped, no matter what we know, this is what we have to proceed on. So you can individually deal with it with your own bias, but you can't tell corporations and companies to operate under that same bias.
You can't. I have to treat you as somebody that didn't do this at all, no matter what I think.
No matter what I think.
Like I said, again, this is my opinion. I'm 100% sure he did something that wasn't right.
Something tickled somebody, had somebody tickle him.
Anyway, man.
All right, man.
It's about that time.
I know, right? Shout out to the Raw Hype, man. See, and if this wasn't as an amazing as of an episode, it's cause y'all made us talk about Will Smith and Chris Rock. Y'all set the tone into a place niggas didn't want to be in. Cause, man, this
you really did.
What I don't like about that also is like, even Jada, she's getting a lot of abuse for things we're assuming. Right. How much of it is Will being pussy and not running his own household more so than you giving credit to Jada for running Will?
I agree.
I love my woman, man. She can say whatever she wants in the house. You know what I'm saying? This is not a dictatorship until it is.
Straight up, I always
You know what I'm saying? It's not a dictatorship until it is.
Yeah.
It seemed like Will has no dictatorship in that house. And even if we're wrong, that's the presentation that being presented. So Jada, if you know that that's not true, you got to say something.
Yeah.
Because then people will continue. And that's for you too, because you don't deserve all what you getting now if you don't deserve it.
Like, honestly, man, for my household, I kind of pretty much feel like my shorty run our household, but I'm in charge of our household.
Hey, dog, I was telling my lady the other day, right? Because her and Adri had a problem, right? And I told her how I want the problem handled. So I was like, you know what, honey? This is what I'm going to do, right? You're an adult. You're her mother, right? We're a team. So whenever you want to punish her in certain ways, if it's an understandable one, you don't got to tell me shit, let it rock.
Right.
If it's something you know I may have an issue with, bring it to the table and then we'll go about it. Now, if you implement it, I'm not going to go behind you and fuck it up. Right. But I will come to you and say, hey, this is not how you should handle that. So now if you want to go ahead and go back and reduce it or whatever, that's on you. Right. And I told her, I was like, you're like a manager. She's like, no, I'm like a shift leader. I was like, no, you're a manager. And like, who are you? And she's like, the CEO. I was like, exactly. I was like, and what happens when the CEO shows up to the office? Everybody, all the managers are, all right, what's going on? All right, and your dad's coming home. And I was like, and she laughed. She's like, because I do that. If something ain't done and you coming home, I tell him, oh shit, he's here. Did y'all get the this and done? I said, that's CEO shit.
See, for me, it's like, I can let you do whatever you want to do because you know what you can't do. In simple terms.
Beautifully.
You know what I'm saying?
Simple terms. And that's what I like to keep it simple. Because when you add too much terms, it's like, oh, you're a bossy person who you think you're in charge and you're dominating. No.
No doubt.
I want you to have as much freedom as you want to have in here.
Yep. I even give my opinion sometimes and say, and you can do whatever you want.
Absolutely.
You can do whatever you want, but this is how I feel. And if the shit hits the fan after you do whatever you want, don't expect me to be nice about it.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, because you know where I stand with it.
So that's why I really never have to deal with stuff like that. It's like I give my opinion and I say, but you have my support to do whatever you want. And if you do it, I hope it work out the way you think it's gonna work out and not the way I think it
because none of us want it to work out the way that I think it's gonna work. I want you to win. But that's an example of egotistically a man with sense running a relationship. When you let a woman run a relationship, you have room for fault. Because sadly, women may not think of all parties involved while making their decision. They don't think of how this will affect another person. Or if they do, they want that effect. It's like when you're mad at your man and you tell him his mama's a bitch. You're saying that because you want to upset him in a very serious way. You're not saying, hey, if he slaps the shit out of you, you're not anticipating, well, this might drive him to slap me.
I agree.
Because your brain says, well, he wouldn't slap me.
That's also something I don't like. I don't like people to try me like that. I couldn't deal with nobody to try me.
And that's what I'm telling you. But you could only get that to not happen when you run your house and you have things in place that people don't seem prisoner of. Anybody can look at my relationship and I don't give a fuck who you are. You envy my relationship, even if it's in the sense of how we communicate and how we involve ourselves with each other. And that comes from an understanding of
this nigga will say anything. They say, I don't care who you are.
I don't care who you are.
Will Jada.
I don't care who you wish you was on. Because again, me and my lady have a freedom. You know what I'm saying? There's shit I don't say she can't say to me because she know not to say it to me. Because why would I say that to you? Right. And vice versa. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that comes from being sensible, being fair, and being in charge. No doubt. Again, part of how the good CEOs do is make the managers feel like they're in charge. I give you this amount of power so you feel like you the nigga.
No doubt.
But you know when I'm coming who the nigga is. No doubt. You tell everybody, tighten up your shirt, get your shit clean, he about to pull up.
My point is, I don't need to be disrespectful because you know who I am and you know my role. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to be disrespectful. Exactly. I'm not going to be loud. I'm not going to be none of that because you know what's up with me, baby.
Let's get out of here, man.
Shout out to the Raw Hypers, man. Shout out to all you beautiful people across the land. TheRawHype.com. Go ahead and click something. Please, Raw Hype responsibly. It's the only thing we can do out here, baby. Run your house. Just don't run your mouth. Run my fade if you want some clout. Them nigga be talking all that bull crap. Don't make me will a nigga get slapped. Rock a nigga in the face if a nigga wants a motherfucking problem. Jada be hollering all that bullshit cause Will, you don't want no fucking problem. Nigga did King Richard getting treated like Queen Mary.
Hey, Will Smith, he done slapped a nigga. He just a menace. I'm going back and forth like Venus.
Tennis.
Damn.
I got you.
I got an Invisalign now, man. I can't rap.
You didn't even talk about that shit.
My Invisalign been holding me back today.
Oh, that nigga got Invisalign.
Yeah.
Had that nigga with the best smile. These niggas know exactly what's going down. These niggas know nigga ain't fucking around. That nigga, he can chew his food. He can get rude. He can spit with an attitude. He don't care what a nigga do, how a nigga do. The nigga try not to lose a tooth. Got Invisalign on him. Nigga go and grind on him. Nigga probably put diamonds in his bicuspids to shine on him. Nigga know exactly what the shit'll be. Motherfucker talk bullshit, shit to me. I don't know who the fuck I think he is, but you don't pull that Will Smith shit with me. If a nigga would've come up on the stage with a nigga like me, would've seen the rage. I would've smacked that nigga so motherfucking hard, would've been on the front page. I'd have hit that nigga with a left and a right. Good night, Will Smith. Ain't getting no award tonight, cause I don't know who the fuck you think you fucking with, nigga. Better go and record Bright. That's the show you did on Netflix. Don't make your ass get your ass whipped. Fucking with a nigga like me, Chris Rock could've rocked that nigga with a 1-2 piece. I don't care how a nigga be doing it. Jada, you on that stupid shit. Aldi, I don't know what you call them or what they call me, but Jada got problems with the baldy. That motherfucking nigga got a wave grease. They been talking a lot of shit, but never the Reese. They'll know that a nigga like me would hit a nigga with a 1-2 piece. I said that already, but I say it again, so a nigga know a nigga ain't fucking around. Nigga, all that, there's no one talking around. Will Smith would have been picking up off of the ground, Jack Gyllenhaal would have helped that nigga fall, cause ain't no nigga gon' slap me, oh not at all. Nigga, these cameras is running, nigga, my mama watching. How you feel you gon' slap a nigga like me at the Oscars? That nigga would have went down for the motherfucking count. You think you Ali? I'ma show you exactly what the motherfucking Free Floyd. What the nigga name?
Who? Floyd Mayweather?
No, the other nigga that he fought.
Who?
With an F.
Who fought who?
Foreman.
Who fought Foreman?
Ali. Yeah, I was trying to rhyme Foreman and I lost.
I kept fucking stumbling, man. My Invisalign getting me
I
out
held
of
you
tag,
down.
bro. Like, damn.
But how you feel about that Invisalign real quick before we go?
It's,
Look at that nigga like me.
Man, I got
I
mixed
feel like a
feelings.
15-year-old girl.
I really got mixed feelings on it, man. Like, it's like, seems like, all right, this is what I don't
Is that
like
you
about
can't
it.
talk or the Invisalign ain't letting you speak,
Nah,
nigga?
this is how I feel, right? So I went to the dentist when a nigga had some bread. And I just dentist. And then at the end of the dentist, nigga pretty much like, hey, you want to straighten your teeth? I'm like, shit, cool. You feel what I'm saying?
We here.
Don't really give a fuck about it that much. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, anybody would like to have straight teeth, right?
But you don't
But
need
it's
it.
like, it's been a part of my life for so long, I don't care about it that much, and I'm old now, you know? So it was
Healthy
more so
teeth
like,
is all you
I'm
need,
just
nigga.
going with the flow of what's going on at the dentist. So then it's like, next thing I know, I have Invisalign, and it's like,
Did they offer braces though? And then you said, oh, okay, continue.
and it's like, I don't enjoy it because it's such a tedious task. But
Say that again.
I know, right? It's such a tedious task. Like, I have to concentrate to
terrible,
say
the
it's
tedious
almost
task,
normal, you feel me? So it's such a tedious task.
You got
but
that one, right?
I gotta concentrate. But it seems like the most simplistic way to straighten your teeth. And also, I'm done by the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? Braces you be having to wear them for 2 years and shit. So it's like, I don't really have to do nothing.
So funny because Charlemagne apparently had to get like some kind of braces shit in his mouth, and he said he lasted like 2, 3, 4 days. He's like, I can't do this shit. He had to go back to the dentist, and they took the motherfuckers out. And shit.
For real?
And now he said he might go get Invisalign. So
Yeah, man.
I
So,
just thought that was funny.
yeah, I don't know, man. It's just that
Would you recommend niggas go out there and get Invisalign?
I would. The only reason that I don't like it is because this don't mean that much to me, and I have to do something. But what I have to do, I don't have to do it much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't eat breakfast, so I only have to take them out when I do lunch, when I do dinner, and it doesn't bother me that much when I sleep. I can already see it move in my teeth and shit, so it's like,
And this is what? How long is it? Like a 6 month?
I probably,
beard?
I'll be done in
You
like
said end of the year,
November,
but when did you start?
like a week ago.
Oh, okay.
I don't even think it's been a week. And so you still get used to it and shit, but I don't know, man. I like it, but you know, it's something you have to do, and doing things kind of sucks
All right,
sometimes.
now let's put on one more beat and let's hear you try freestyle, knowing you got Invisalign now.
Man.
Come on.
Oh, this is the beat I rapped on the other day. Ooh.
Was it?
Yeah, the one I sent you the flow to.
Shit, you can spit that. That nigga
Man.
murdered.
I was like, man, I still feel like I ain't gonna be able to do it with my
Yo,
business,
come
man.
on, Invisalign.
Man. I don't know if I got this beat
It'll
right.
fix it
It
more
went like
than my
this.
smile.
It
Go
went like,
ahead, nigga.
can't stop, won't stop. That's
Rockefeller.
what they all saying. School, like, man, you fucked me up, bro. I can't do it, man. I'm done here, man.
He a quitter. My nigga got the jitter. The Invisalign that make my dog a spitter. And he been doing that on the regular. I hope it don't mess up his
Look, you can't even speak
I'm trying to get these
man.
big words, and that's what fucking me up. Amygdala. is what I was trying to say.
You got some bars.
I got some bars, but my nigga, he got a smile. We can't wait to see it. Real ass niggas is who he's speaking. They say my nigga, watch how he twigging. They say it's feeling a little different how you're speaking. Why your words go like all the time? This is going on when you rhyme. And I don't really understand how this shit go on. And I noticed that when you sleeping, it stops all the grind. Now, do you still have that grind when you wake up, when you get in your K-cup? Does it feel like you fixing your teeth or some makeup? I don't know what it is, but I hope that your fucking teeth don't break up. Real niggas in it. Real niggas do it. Real niggas got a lot of built up fluid. Gotta spit a lot.
Man, next time I'm gonna take the balls out when I run.
Come on, we out of here, man. Shout out to the Raw Hype. Shout out to the Raw Hypers, man. Shout out to all y'all wonderful, beautiful people been rocking with the realists in the city. I don't know how you Raw Hype, but we Raw Hype responsibly.
Ooh.